Louis XIV, Louis XIV of France was the most powerful of all European monarchs in the 7th century. He was an absolute ruler, which meant he governed the entire nation of France alone. This brought him into a conflict with both the nobility and the ordinary people. Louis XIV came to the throne in 1643 when he was just 5 years old. His mother ruled on his behalf until 1651. Council of Nobles, a group of French social elite who helped to run the country, agreed with the consulate because they want to a share of the power. There was also rebellion by people in 1648 over the heavy taxes had to pay. When the nobles rebelled, to Louis fled from Paris and did not return until 1643. He was denominated such a rebellion would never happen again. In 1661, Louis designed the Council of Nobles and took into his own hands the government of France. At this time, France had become the most powerful nation in Europe. The Palace of Versailles, built in 1662 to 79, the nobility were encouraged to live here under the King Louis XIV. Watchful eye. Watchful eye. In the 60s, early 38, birth of Louis, son of the Louis XIII of France and Anne of Austria. In the 1643, Louis succeeded to the throne of Louis XIV. In the 1648, at the end of the 30 Years' War, France is the most powerful nation in Europe. 1653, Cardinal Jules Mazarin finally puts down the 5 years of signing, not as the threat, and Louis returned to Paris. Louis XIV chief advisor Jean Colbert reorganized taxes and reform to the legal system. He set up new industries and network of roads and canals, and increased the size of merchant fleet to encourage foreign trade overseas. Louis spent much of France's wealth on building a magnificent new palace in Versailles near Paris, and also was broad Europe. He wanted to expand French territory to reach the Alps and the Pyrenees. The reign of River between 1667 and 1697. He fought the three major wars with other European powers, including Spain and Great Britain. French representatives were heavily taxed to pay the king extra building projects and wars, while the nobles and clergy paid nothing. To have left thousands of people starving, but Protests were quickly crushed when Louis died in 1750. He, his 5 years old great grandson succeeded him, imitating a country left finality week after years of warfare. Louis XIV was a great king of France.